For my photography final project on the topic of storytelling, I decided to go with a more obscure field of storytelling, which is palm reading. As well as palm reading, I wanted to try and incorporate a couple other areas of storytelling, such as subliminal messaging. As storytelling is a good way of revealing, evoking and describing feeling and emotion, I decided palm reading would tie in quite well with this, mainly because the palm reader has to find the client's future, and if the future turns out to be bad, say death, an extreme, they have to find a way of telling the client without the palm reader themselves being riddled with guilt of the news that they've had to just share with their client, and so that the client doesn't get terrified at the fact that their life might be ending soon. In order to portray the palm reader's dilemma of having to tell the client bad news, I decided to avoid the subject altogether and to only show the guilt of the palm reader by him only saying the words, "I'm sorry." This then allows the viewer to make their own decision about what they think is going on and what the future of the client will be. In order to not make this too straightforward for the viewer, I decided to only show signs of death through subliminal flash-ups like this. Most of these subliminal messages were shown in the palm reader's vision. I did this in order to build tension. I wanted the whole of my final project to have a very negative and disturbing mood. I used really disturbing and eerie music in order to portray this mood. I previously heard the songs from the film Sinister, and in that film they were very eerie and disturbing and did the job of a horror film well. I also used countless effects in order to portray this mood, in order to make the scene a lot darker and a lot more distorted. My inspiration for the palm reading scene was from the movie Alive, in which John Malkovich talks to the camera at the very beginning. I found it very eerie and thought-provoking, so I thought it would be perfect for my final project.
Many people come up to me and say that had they been there, they surely would have died. But it makes no sense, because until you're in a situation like that, you have no idea how you'll behave.
Overall, I'm very happy with my final project, as I felt it was thought-provoking, it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to, and I felt it tied in with the topic of storytelling perfectly.